Good morning, class 10 students, and welcome to online physical science class. I am continuing today behavior of gas. Here are the discussion topics of today. Gay-Lussac's law, Dalton's atomic theory, Berzelius hypothesis, Avogadro's law, Avogadro's number, molar volume, mass calculation, and vapor density of a gas. First, I am discussing Gay-Lussac's law. Soon after Dalton put forward his atomic theory, Gay-Lussac enunciated the law of gaseous volume. This law states, under the same conditions of temperature and pressure, two or more gases combine chemically in simple ratios by volumes and the volumes of the products, if gaseous, also bear a simple relation to the volumes of the reacting gases. So Gay-Lussac's law, more correctly referred to as Amonton's law, states that the pressure of a given mass of gas varies directly with the absolute temperature of the gas when the volume is kept constant. These laws are also known variously as the pressure law or Amonton's law and Dalton's law respectively. So, Gay-Lussac's law diagrammatic representation has been shown. The pressure exerted by a gas is directly related to the Kelvin temperature. V and N are constant. V means volume of gas and N means number of molecules of a gas. Then, according to Gay-Lussac's law, P1 by T1 is equal to P2 by T2, where P is the pressure and T is the Kelvin temperature or temperature in Kelvin scale. Now see the diagram. In first diagram, temperature is 200 Kelvin, pressure is 1 atmospheric pressure. And in the second diagram, temperature is 400 Kelvin, pressure is 2 atmospheric pressure. Now Dalton's atomic theory. Dalton's atomic theory was the first complete attempt to describe all matter in terms of atoms and their properties. Dalton based this theory on the law of conservation of mass and the law of constant composition. This theory states that all matter is made of atoms which are indivisible. See the diagram. There is an example according to Dalton's atomic theory. 16 mass units and plus 2 mass units. It will form 18 mass units. Can you guess which molecule is this? This is H2O. 16 mass unit refers oxygen and 2 mass units refers to hydrogen. And it is forming a molecule of water, that is 18 mass unit, and that is H2O. This is Dalton's law. Now Berzelius hypothesis. Berzelius hypothesis is equal volumes of all gases contain equal number of atoms under same conditions of temperature and pressure. When applied to law of combining volumes, this hypothesis predicts that atoms are divisible and hence it is contrary to Dalton's hypothesis. Now see the diagrams. Two examples are there. First one is 2H2 plus O2 is equal to 2H2O. That means formation of water molecule. Hydrogen reacts with oxygen to form water molecule. Just now I have told you the Dalton's atomic theory. According to Dalton's hypothesis or Dalton's atomic theory, one atom, two atoms of hydrogen reacts with one atom of oxygen. Two atoms of oxygen to form one molecule of water. But according to Berzelius hypothesis, 4 atoms of hydrogen reacts with 2 atoms of oxygen to form 2 molecules of water. This is the difference between these two hypotheses, and this is the limitation of Dalton's atomic theory, you can say, that has been corrected by Berzelius hypothesis. Now, the second example. H2 plus Cl2 is equal to 2HCl. This is the reaction, so formation of 2 molecules of hydrogen chloride gas or 2 molecules of hydrochloric acid. So that only it has been shown over here when 2 atoms of hydrogen reacts with 2 atoms of chlorine. That means 1 molecule of hydrogen reacts with 1 molecule of chlorine. It will form 2 molecules of HCl or hydrochloric acid. Now, Avogadro's law. In 1811, Avogadro boldly announced that it would be possible to correlate Gay-Lussac's law of gaseous volumes with Dalton's atomic theory if the existence of another type of minute particle besides atoms was conjectured. He named this minute particle a molecule. By applying this concept of molecules, he introduced the molecular theory where in the distinction between atom and molecules was mentioned explicitly. So, what is actually Avogadro's law? Under the same conditions of temperature and pressure, equal volumes of all gases, element or compound contain the same number of molecules. This is Avogadro's law or statement of Avogadro's law, you can say. So Avogadro's law is an experimental gas law relating the volume of a gas to the amount of substance of gas present. The law is a specific case of the ideal gas law. Avogadro's law, a statement that under the same conditions of temperature and pressure, equal volumes of different gases contain an equal number of molecules. This empirical relation can be derived from the kinetic theory of gases under the assumption of a perfect or ideal gas. So, according to Avogadro's law, volume and moles. This law states that the volume of a gas is directly related to the number of moles, that is N, small n represented by, of gas. So, T and P are constant over here. So, according to Avogadro's law, you can say V1 by N1 is equal to V2 by N2. That means here volume is changing. And hope so you remember just now I have discussed Gay-Lussac's law where I have shown that P1 T1 is equal to P2 by T2. That means P1 by T1 is equal to P2 by T2. There volume and N are not changing, but here that's just opposite. T and P are constant and volume and number of moles are changing. See the diagram, you will understand that volumes are changing. Now, Avogadro's number. Avogadro's number may be defined as the number of molecules present in 1 gram mole of any substance, element or compound, that is solid, liquid or gas. Avogadro's number is usually denoted by the letter capital N or capital N at suffix A at its value is 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. R.A. Millikan determined its value by oil drop experiment in 1913. So, Avogadro's number is a number of units in 1 mole of any substance defined as its molecular weight in grams equal to 6.022 14076 into 10 to the power 23. That's why approximately we can say that 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. These units may be electrons, atoms, ions or molecules depending on the nature of the substance and the character of the reaction, if any. So Avogadro's number, according to Avogadro's number, 1 mole is equal to 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 particles. 1 mole is equal to Avogadro's number, or you can say 1 mole is equal to the atomic mass of an element expressed in grams. Now, I have given one example. For sums, I will give you another video, don't worry. Here, just one example I have given. Calculate the mass of 3.011 into 10 to the power 23 number of oxygen atoms. So, number of moles is equal to number of particles divided by Avogadro number. So, here number of particles is equal to 3.011 into 10 to the power 23. And Avogadro's number is equal to 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. If we will divide or reduce this, it will come 1 by 2. That means 0.5 mole. And this is the answer. So this is the mass of 3.011 into 10 to the power 23 number of oxygen atoms. Now, relationships between mass, mole and Avogadro's number. This relationship is not in your book, but I have given because I think that at the time of doing sums, otherwise you will face a lots of problems. So please see this relationship properly. Moles of element, that is N, mass of element, that is M, and atoms of element, that is capital N. Now, small n and small m conversion. N is equal to M by M and small m is equal to small n by capital M. Now another conversion from small n to capital N or vice versa. Capital N is equal to M, N is equal to Avogadro's number. Na means Avogadro's number. And small n is equal to capital N divided by Avogadro's number. Now the relationship between small m and capital N. That is capital N is equal to M by M. Whole divided by whole into Avogadro's number, and small m is equal to capital N by Avogadro's number whole multiplied by capital M, where n is equal to number of moles, m is equal to mass, capital M is equal to molar mass, capital N is equal to number of atoms, and Na is equal to Avogadro's number. Please remember this relationship. It will help you at the time of doing sums. Now molar volume. The molar volume symbol Vm is the volume occupied divided by the amount of substance of a chemical element or chemical compound at a given temperature and pressure. It is equal to the molar mass, that is capital M, divided by the mass density, that is rho. So at standard temperature and pressure, that is STP, 1 mole of a gas occupies a volume of 22.4 liter, which is called its molar volume. See the diagram, three balloons are there. Within one, hydrogen, another one oxygen, the helium, oxygen and nitrogen gases are there. But volume of all of the gas is 22.4 liter. So the volume occupied by 1 gram molecule of any gaseous substance, elementary or compound, at a fixed temperature and pressure is known as the gram molecular volume or simply molar volume. At standard conditions of temperature and pressure, that is STP, the volume equal to 22.4 liters is the molar volume of all gases. Next one is mass calculation. Now first, what is molar mass? The molar mass is the mass of a given chemical element or chemical compound divided by the amount of substance, that is gram by mole. The molar mass of a compound can be calculated by adding the standard atomic masses in gram per mole of the constituent atoms. How is molecular mass calculated? To calculate the molar mass of a molecule, we first obtain the atomic weights from the individual elements in a periodic table. Second, we then count the number of atoms and multiply it by the individual atomic masses. Lastly, we add all the atomic masses together to get the molar mass. This is a process that I have given you how to find out for your sums. This is not in your book, but please go through this process so that easily you can do the sum. But once again I am telling that don't worry, for sums I will give you another video for making you understand clearly. So the molecular mass may be regarded simply as the sum of the atomic masses of all the atoms present in the molecule. Suppose water, molecular mass of water is 2 into 1 plus 16 is equal to 18. So molecular mass of nitrogen will be 14 into 2 is equal to 28. Molecular mass of oxygen will be 16 into 2 is equal to 32. Now see the diagram. In one diagram I have given periodic table. Because the first process to calculate the molar mass of a molecule, we first obtain the atomic weights from the individual elements in a periodic table. That's why I have given it. But one thing you should remember, in case of your sum, periodic table will not be given in your exam. I always used to tell you that 1 to 25 elements in periodic table you have to remember. Okay, so let's do the sum. Sum is the upper diagram. You have to find out the molar mass of sodium chloride. NaCl is the formula you know. So Na, one nitrogen atom and another one only chloride atom is there. So 1 into, you know it is actually 23. But when you will take this thing, that means this atomic weights from periodic table, the exact one, if the periodic table will be given, then exact one you have to take. Otherwise, you can multiply it by 23 also. Okay? But I have taken this from exactly periodic table. That's why I have given this number 1 into 22 into 98976. This is the exact one. Gram by mole. So it is coming obviously the exact thing. 22.98976. And for chlorine, same thing. 1 into 35.5 generally you know. But from periodic table the exact value is coming 35.453 gram by mole. So it's coming 35.453. Therefore, molar mass is equal to 22.98976 plus 35.453 gram mole. Please write down the unit in every steps. Don't skip the steps. So part marking you will get. That's why I am telling. Otherwise, if your sum answer will be wrong, you will get totally 0. But if you will do the sum stepwise, then part marking should be there. Now next, molar mass. Therefore, molar mass is equal to, if you will add this, it will come 58.44276 gram by mole or 58.44 gram by mole. And this is the answer. Now the last one, vapor density of a gas. Vapor density of a gas in general is equal to mass of volume of a gas divided by mass of volume of hydrogen gas. At same temperature and pressure, this is the condition. So what is vapor density? Vapor density is the density of a vapor in relation to that of hydrogen. It may be defined as mass of a certain volume of a substance divided by mass of same volume of hydrogen. Vapor density is equal to mass of n molecules of gas divided by mass of n molecules of hydrogen. Here also step by step I have given. Now explanation C. Vapor density is defined as the ratio by weight of certain volume of vapor or gas at certain temperature and pressure to the weight of same volume of hydrogen at the same temperature and pressure. It is independent of temperature. So molecular weight is equal to 2 into vapor density. Remember this formula. This is very, very important. Given molecular weight here 70. So 2 into 70 is equal to 140. Now molecular mass of CO whole X is 28X. So therefore 28X is equal to 140. So X is equal to 5. Again I am repeating that I will do the sums on the board. Don't worry, I will send you video. But this video you have to see properly so that you will understand the sum that time properly. Thank you students. For any doubts or queries, please email me at sudeshna1.sma@outlook.com. Even you need to send your physical science assignments in this given email ID.